Well, now we've got the pleasant music back after the evil music. The Cross Path, the Dancer and Warrior Part 1 is available. Oh! Oh! Interesting. Travel banter. It struck me as odd when Master Gil called your moves hot. I'm not well versed in dances, but I find myself quite fond of yours. When I watch you perform, I feel a warmth in my chest. Is this what Master Gil means when he says hot? I think that's just something Gil likes to say. Perhaps, but I can understand why he is so attached to the word. Agnia, your dances are hot. Yeah, when you say that makes my cheeks feel hot. So, what is this? There are stories starring two travelers walking a singular path. An icon for these stories will appear on the map. Both travelers begin your party for the stories begin. So I assume that they're meant to be done like before you finish off their stories in general, not like finish off all their stories, then do all the crossover things then, huh? I do know that it was in some trailers before release that there would be some crossover stories, because that was one of the big complaints of Octopath 1 is that, you know, travelers didn't really do all that much with each other, you know? So that is... oh, wrong half there. Crossed paths. Recommended level 8. So it's just like a story-based thing? It doesn't... It probably doesn't need all that high of level, because both of their chapter 2s were higher level than that. Like level 15 and 14 respectively. So it's just for the sake of story and seeing what's going on with those two and stuff? Huh, I was planning on seeing about doing like one more chapter 2 tonight, but maybe that's what I'll do instead. But I'll do a little bit of exploration first as I, you know, mix things up here a little bit. We can't go to Ku. But I could see about some of this area as I continue to unlock some higher level areas and more places that I can steal better equipment and stuff. Like maybe there's some stuff over here. Recommend level 26. Might be able to narrowly do it. I guess that's where Mother is then. Oh, sure, let's do some adventuring. Let's do a little bit of adventuring around and stuff. Sounds like a plan to me. Alright, do I need to... That's right, I have business here. Nope, not right now. Like, I could. Someone else is gonna have a thingamabob here. Yeah, a tale for another day is what it is. So, yeah, Temenos is slightly low there. I mean... now he's not low anymore. Missing some SP. I'm sure it's fine. Maybe I'll, well, having Agni in my party could definitely help out just for, you know, leveling up. But I'm not gonna be fighting anybody while I'm trekking around, so I should probably just switch over to my strongest party, which might actually be Oswald in the last slot then. And then I also get to see weaknesses and stuff. I'm putting Oswald in there. I'm putting you in, good sir. But yeah, my go-to, if I don't have to worry about swapping someone into the last slot for the party, my probably go-to party for this playthrough would probably be these three and then Casti, most likely. If the party does end up synergizing really well together. I've yet to have battles that let me really properly test it. Like Hikari's chapter 2, I was able to test it a little bit, but you know, Casti's still pretty low level, so, you know, wasn't all that great of an example there. But once everyone's levels are a lot closer, maybe I'll be able to try some things out there proper. So yeah, let's go north, which involves going this way, I believe. There's a chest over there, but whatever. In terms of the other stuff that I can talk about in the meantime here as I'm trekking around, in terms of the game schedule, coming up here is going to be another game added very soon, like in a few days time actually, at the time of streaming this. So, you know, by the time that this is already up on YouTube, it will have already started on the channel as well, most likely. Last of Us Part 1 is coming to PC here in a few days time. It's a game that I've consistently heard amazing things about. It's been on my mental to-do list for a long time of like, I'll play it one day. And what with it coming to PC, it's like, oh, well, I guess that's my excuse to get around to trying it out, huh? So that's gonna be something that I'm trying. Yeah, it's coming out on Thursday, I believe, the 28th. I believe it is. So, you know, I figured it was on my mental to-do list of like, I'll do it one day. but no real plan on that one day. Probably when I had a platform that I could play it on, like a PS5, you know. But I'm in no rush to get that because I have enough of a game queue on my current platforms as is anyway. But now that it's coming to PC, it's like, oh, it's coming to a platform that I can actually play it on. I guess I'm playing it now. And at least it's apparently not a super duper long game. From what I've looked up, it seems to be roughly around 15 hours-ish, so shouldn't be all that bad for my game schedule. Magic Eater? Magic Eater. Slim chance to reduce target elemental attack. Huh. Well, maybe I'll give that sword to... Huh. Yeah, someone who has a silver sword can equip the Magic Eater instead. Is the case, but yeah. My only 2 sword wielders right now. Alright, have better things. But yeah. Wow, you mean cool. Looking forward to see if you can handle the emotional road trip. I mean, we've definitely been on some emotional road trips through the years on this channel. I'm sure I can handle it. And I have a, appreciate it there. Oh yeah, it's a really higher level thing. So if there's a town around here somewhere, I'll go for it. If not, I'll, you know, dip out. There is a town around here. Is there a save point? Doesn't look like there's a save point on the map there. Darn it. Which means I should just hit up a save point here before I go for it there. Anyway, I have also seen the HBO show, so I know roughly what's gonna happen. A lot of people have told me there's a lot of things that happen in the game that weren't in the show, since, you know, there's only so much time in the show. So, you know, I'm looking forward to the stuff that I'll be going in blind to, and also just like the similarities and differences compared to, you know, what I've seen thus far. Alright, go ahead and save here in case I die there. You know, just in case of that. But yeah, so I do have a rough idea of stuff to expect for part 1 at least. No idea for part 2 when that probably eventually comes to PC as well, if part 1 is coming. Like, I imagine they'd probably release part 2 as well. It'd be strange for them to only release part 1. You know? So eventually I'll probably end up playing them both. I know that part 2 was the one that was like super divisive and stuff, where people either seem to love it or hate it. No in between. What it seemed like. Just make it a fresh day, so the enemies are a little bit less mean. So can I make it? Would have been nice if there was a save point in here. If I knew which direction I was going. I mean, the town is, you know, kind of this way, so I can hope it's this way. This way would probably lead to a chest, though. Yeah, it does. Dang it. Crushing jam. Some parts are faithful, and also a cool fact, the voice actors are in the show. Really? Not as themselves, but different people, so very awesome to see them. Huh. Interesting there. Yeah, I was not aware of that. Something that was really interesting about the show, and why a lot of people here where I live ended up watching it, like it was a very big thing here where I live, is because it was filmed here where I live, interestingly enough. And, you know, here in obscure places of Canada, like middle of Alberta here, you know, you typically don't get a lot of film and media stuff around here. You know, big Hollywood productions are typically going to be elsewhere, oftentimes in the States. And the story took place in the States. Oh, there is a save point over there if I can make it all the way over. But it was filmed here. So it was interesting while watching it and seeing like the ruined city and stuff. I could literally spot like a skyscraper that I used to work for an IT company in one summer, for example. You know, so that was pretty crazy there. It would come up on the news a few times where, gosh dang it. Like the local news here would talk about it a couple times. Like recently there was one that I saw where it was either episode 7 or episode 8. I think it was episode 7, but the one where Joel's all injured and Ellie's like putting a blanket over him and, you know, helping him heal up and stuff. The news story that was on the local news here recently was apparently this company that sells the blankets having watched the show and then been like, wait, that blanket looks familiar. And apparently it was a blanket that they had sold to, you know, the production company a good while back. And then, you know, they didn't know what it was going to be used for. And it turns out that it was that. And they're like, wow, that's one of our blankets. And then apparently the sales for the company in question like really skyrocketed up after that because everyone wanted a blanket that was put over Joel in the Last of Us show. So apparently that, yeah, it was great PR. So apparently that local business here ended up having their business end up booming there a little bit because everyone wanted that same type of blanket. And apparently that exact type of blanket they didn't have anymore, I believe they were saying. No, not the autosave, this. But, you know, they were still managing to sell quite a lot of blankets because people wanted the Last of Us blanket. That's the case. So, yeah. Like, it's been pretty great for a few local businesses because there's also some places that, you know, were in filming for the show that are now having business booming because they were shown in the show, for example. You know, and a lot of people interested in seeing that. Because, yeah, we don't really get a lot of things filmed around here. Or, like, what was it? Episode 2, where they blew up the government building, they called it? That was our legislature building, was the thing. I've been in there, you know? It was, so it was pretty interesting to see. So yeah, The Last of Us show was pretty big here where I live, just because, you know, everyone in the city wanted to see it because everyone's like, what? Something was filmed here? That never happens, you know? So people were pretty hyped about that. Look at that, sweet. Road secured. Let me reset my step counter now. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to trying out the game. And now, you know, such a big name like The Last of Us is something that's associated with where I live. There's not a lot of really cool things in media that are associated with where I live. Like, we have some game studios here, like BioWare is the biggest one that we're known for. You know, that's a pretty big studio. Improbable, once they ship their first game, I'm sure people will associate here with them. But nobody knows them yet because they're only working on their first game right now. Also, I think they go by Inflection Games now rather than Improbable. But still, exact same company there. And now people are gonna associate this place with The Last of Us. Okay, just to be safe, I'm resetting my step counter again. I don't know if it was all that worth it for that one item. If it was a gold chest, then maybe it for sure would have been worth it. It doesn't take all that much additional time, so whatever, I guess. But yeah, so there's that, and that's something that I can definitely mention when we start the playthrough of that game, is, hey, that's something that can get associated with here now, so that's pretty neat. But yeah, so it was a really big, popular show here because everybody wanted to see something that was filmed here. Timberain! Let's unlock a new area. Sweet. We've unlocked a new section of the world, another town where I can potentially steal high-level equipment from people. You know? Is the case. Look at that. Sweet! There's probably some sort of dungeon there, I would imagine. Yeah, I just want to unlock the towns right now and stuff, so I can steal equipment. Are those capes or are those tails on the statues? I wonder. Anyway, where's the tavern? Here it is. At first I thought of, like, Marth? Anyway, let's see here. Hold on, just out of curiosity, really quickly. Generally, what kind of stuff is around here? Is there any really cool equipment that might be around here? A light coin pouch. Oh, and there's a chest over there if I can figure out how to get it. Marth! You would have knight's armor. At first I thought that was like defense plus 300, it was max HP plus 300, which is still pretty good though. Physical defense plus almost 100. Crescent saber. Someone might not mind that sword. I just got a nice sword here recently. Bottle of befuddling dust, ice soul stone. But yeah, generally what am I dealing with around here if I did want to reset a bunch around here for, Aegis mace. I only have one spicy rod right now, which Temenos has, but if Oswald wants one as well. Blessed vestments. And that increases elemental attack. Oh! I'm taking the judge's candy. It's mine now.
I'll take that.
Are you watching the trial? Even the judge has already decided that the defendant is guilty. I don't dare say this too loud, but I feel sorry for the poor man. If only there was some evidence to support his alibi, he could prove his innocence. So I need some evidence or something then. This is the courthouse where Oswald was being tried in the beginning of his story, right? A bunch of plums this guy has in his pockets. Yes, Your Honor. The item in question is the Morning Star bracelet, a venerable and highly valuable piece of art. Is that all they say there? One thing you could not hold back were the waterfall tears in the beginning, even after years when the game came out, and seeing it on TV or playing the remastered version, still can't handle it. The tears flowed like a waterfall, like the beginning? What in the beginning there? However, during brief absence by the count, it vanished, did it not? And look, the judge is bald and with a beard, just like it's a Phoenix Wright game. That's correct, Your Honor. The defendant is the very man left in charge of the inn that day. Any Phoenix Wright fans call the series Phoenix Wright and they'll get pissed off you didn't call it the Ace Attorney series. But I didn't steal anything. I might steal something, though. Nah. I wasn't even inside the inn when it happened. I was outside cleaning. Is it spoilery to say what in the beginning was so emotional? Would I know it from the show there? Is there anyone who can confirm this? There is. I was helping a woman who had fallen ill nearby. Ah, so this is being told to the player to tell you that for that side quest you need to go out and find the woman. Summon her to the court. What is her name? Her name is, that would narrow down my search. Because that's gotta be the side quest, right? I don't know, I didn't ask. So I need to inquire until someone saw that. Because I'm in a high level area, I might not be able to successfully inquire though. How do you expect this claim to be believed? I might need to come back here when I'm much higher level and I can successfully scrutinize. Such foolish assertions can be harmful to your credibility. I would be more careful if I were you. So come back here with Oswald sometime when I'm higher level. I really didn't steal anything. Please, you have to believe me. And then I can scrutinize, find out who it was, and then use some other character to bring them here, and that completes the side quest, right? But yeah, but you're not gonna say, just gonna wait until you play or you figure it out. Okay. Now let's resume our deliberations on the art theft that occurred at the inn. Oh, this is like the mask trial. In that case, right? Prosecutor, please restate the case. And then it loops, I guess, to give you that hint. Okay. By the time I come back here at a high level, I'm probably gonna forget what I need to do. Right? So, the item in question is the board. Yeah. Okay. Is this the way over to that chest? Sweet! What kind of equipment do I get for this? Protective necklace. What the heck does the protective necklace give? Physical. Ooh. I'm tempted to give it to him, but at the same time, if he's using sidestep, it might not matter all that much. And it might be better given to someone else if he's just constantly dodging things. I wonder, though. Maybe sometime later down the line here. Because, yeah, if I get the setup with sidestep online, then it doesn't make any difference. And it's better to go to someone else. You know? Like, you have SP things there. But, yeah, that's pretty good there, you know? That's pretty nice. Yeah, it probably would be best to give it to, like, my tanky unit. But, you know, if I do get sidesteps online, then it's just a waste, and then someone else can use the extra defense there of if the boss is doing like a wide area attack. But if the boss is doing a wide area attack, then it's not gonna hit for all that much damage anyway. Maybe I'll rearrange things later. Oh yeah, I already checked you. I might want to loot your stuff between sessions later. This is why I might want to do empty coin pouch. Apparently it fetches a fair price if sold. It's empty. I'll just relieve you of that really quickly. What have you got in your inventory? Glass marble. I need funds to buy my ship.
I'll take that.
That's what I need. And, you know, I could always use funds to buy better equipment, but why buy better equipment when I can just steal it, you know? I might be able to get through this whole playthrough without, you know, buying any things that... Ooh. Raises the potency of lightning-based attacks. So that's really good for a hunter, then, that gets access to lightning-based attacks. Huh. Ooh. Yeah, when I'm grinding, like, off-camera between sessions, this might be a place that I come and, might have to spend a decent bit of my monies at, you know, restoring my reputation as I, you know, try to steal those things and stuff. I was thinking, if I try to sell a bunch of stuff right now, could I buy the ship this session? I shouldn't, because I need monies to restore reputation after I steal a bunch and still want to steal more things in the area, you know? So I need the monies for that right now. I don't think I need to, I'm missing a smidge of SP, but meh. So I'll buy the ship at some point, but, you know, right now, I just kind of, yoink! I just kind of need my funds as my stealing funds. Well, you might wonder, like, why don't you just buy it then? But, you know, it's a way cheaper to just, like, restore my reputation afterwards than just straight up buying the item. You know, it'll be a whole lot cheaper. Wheat bread. I'm taking that. I'm taking
I'll
your
take
lunch. Also, do I stand any chance? Strength. I wish it said, like, in terms of level, rather than strength notches there. Me a lot better of an indicator. I'm taking your lunch, too. Because, yeah, I could buy things here. Oh, my goodness. This isn't even as good as the one that that guy has. And restoring reputation would be, like, what? 7,500, I think, is the most that I've had an area be. Something like that. No, I think it's 8,000 is the most I've had an area be. 6,500 is, like, the second most that I've had yet, I think. Or something like that. And look, this is worse than the thing I've already stolen from the Hidden Village. And I think restoring reputation there was, like, 8,000. So, you know, way cheaper to just steal and do that. So, yeah, I don't really think I'm going to be buying much in the way of equipment during this playthrough. Hello, Murdyville. Good morning. I can't steal from this guy. So, yeah, stealing is the way to go if you want good equipment for cheap in this game. Just to, you know, save, attempt to steal 5 times. If you fail, just reset, try again. Attempt to steal 5 times, reset, repeat until you eventually get it, and then now you've got it. And now you only have, like, so many charges to your reputation, so spend them on, you know, trying to steal other things and then restore your reputation, and then you can save scum with a fresh 5 charges. That's what I do. So it, you know, does still use up a decent bit of my money, because restoring reputation can be slightly expensive, but nowhere near as much as actually just buying the equipment. So, you know, and it definitely seems like this area has some, not any equipment over here, but, you know, some of the guards up there and stuff definitely have some things that I wouldn't mind stealing later that will make me a decent bit stronger. What do you have? Paladin's Lance. Okay, it's pretty alrighty there. And a heavy blade without much accuracy there. Oh, and you also have a shield. And I have a pretty decent chance to steal these things. So I'm thinking that when I do that later, and, you know, I eventually successfully steal with some amount of charges left, this is where I should come to try to spend, like, my remaining charges before I reset it at the tavern and then, you know, save scum anew. Is what I should probably do. Might not be a bad idea. You can also save scum with your remaining charges. I'd still try to save scum with my remaining charges if it's, you know, just some other items that I might want a little bit but have some decent odds of getting, like those 55% stuff. Since, you know, going with 5 charges isn't as important for things that you have that good of odds to get. It's just more so important to make things most efficient if you're going for like a 3% chance over and over again. Something, you know. Because, yeah, not having 5 charges per each reset is a little bit annoying there. You know, kind of the case. But in theory, if you want to be really efficient, you could just, like, reset after every single time that you fail a steal. But, you know, I have a decent bit of time for grinding off camera, but I'm not, like, I don't have infinite time. There's no way I'll
take that.
I'd be able to do that. Yeah. All kinds of funds that will fund future stealing efforts, most likely. What's your side quest here? The nerve of Mama and Papa. How could they do this to me? Why would anyone want to marry a person they've never even met before? My husband-to-be is a man named Margelo. Apparently he's a donor to the library in Montwise. Well, maybe he's like the most amazing person ever if he's like he's donating to the library. No, I don't know. I wouldn't want to get involved with anyone that I've never met before either. I'll bet he's just some big-headed, narrow-minded brute. Is there anything I can do? I don't want to marry a stranger. So I either convince the parents otherwise, or have those two meet and then they can decide if they're a fit for each other. Battle bow. That's not even super fantastic. You know, like, it's pretty good. You know, it's still way better than anything that the player would normally have at this point in the story. But, you know, compared to other equipment I've been yoinking, that isn't even all that crazy there. So I might not end up stealing that one. I already have some very spicy bows. You know, oh, and there's a chest over there. I'm taking everyone's lunch.
I'll take that.
In town. How the heck do I get over there? Can I see? Okay, it's a tunnel of some sort to get over there. Invisible wall here, I guess. Well, I guess I can't go into there. This one chest is just out in the open over here. So I'll take the free large wind soul stone. Thank you. What do you have, good sir? A thick tome. I'm taking your book. You didn't have any lunch to yoink, but your book that you were gonna read with lunch, it's mine now. So, what's this way? Something important later. Whoa. Exercising bow. Ooh, that's a good one. This is so much better than that other 3% bow. Slim chance to reduce target's elemental attack. That's a lot of speed it gives there, and a lot of physical attack. That one I'm probably gonna want. And speed plus 80. That's pretty good too. Yeah, this is definitely a good place to have unlocked on the map to come here and try stealing later. Yeah, this is definitely a very good place to have unlocked, I think. Definitely a good exploration to have done here. This will help me get even stronger between sessions here. No doubt about that. Alright, so... do we want to do that together story now? In Ryu? Because I am curious what exactly it is. Let's go try it out. So yeah, I guess there's each of the Traveler's 8 stories, and there's also the crossover stories in this, huh? I mean, where would I even activate it here? How would I never loot that? May as well check people's inventories are whenever we're coming through. Wooden staff. Pretty meh one there. Well, but Traveler, what can I do you for? So that means that I would need Agni in the party as well, then. So, hold on, let's save here really quickly. If it seems like these stories take place after, you know, their main stories are concluded, then I just won't do it at this point. I'll back out because I don't want to get spoiled. But I doubt that it would be available if it, you know, was meant to be done after. You know, hear a tale. The Dancer and Warrior, Part 1. And look at the art over here. During a quiet night in Ryu, Agni and Hikari hear the sounds of a beautiful instrument drifting on the wind. Yeah, let's see this tale.